Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I have the update for my project Level Up. Project Level Up was created by 𝓯𝓪𝓬𝓮, who I have linked down below. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry if you can hear noises, but there's a house across the street getting emptied or something. I don't know, there's a lot going on here since this morning, and they just brought over the third big like dumpster or skip, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know, so I don't know what's going on. If you can hear any noises, that's what that is. It's crazy. But anyway, Project Level Up is a combination of Pan Rose eyeshadows and No Pan Left Behind, where whichever palette you pick or randomize, for level 1 you try to hit 1 pan and use every shadow in that palette once. For level 2 you try to hit 2 pans and use every shadow in that palette twice, and so on and so forth. That was my cat, not the people from across the street. Are we all gonna collectively make noises right now? Is that what we're doing? Oh, okay. So someone wants to play with her brother and her brother does not want to play with her. That's what's going on. So I am on my level 4 palette. I always roll 3 palettes or randomize them, and then I pick one. Last video we randomized 3 palettes for level 4, and I picked one, and it is the Colourpop Twilight palette. This is the one I picked. This one, I love this one. It is what I'm wearing today. Gone full vampy with also a little bit of a darker lip, which I love. My eye looks have been very dark, grungy, smoky, and I've been loving it. So let's go and check out my palette. Let's remove the sticky note. I'll give you an overview of my palette. So here's what my palette is currently looking like. And then I'm gonna go over all the uses. I do wanna start off, I think, by saying that these 2 pans were already in the palette. So let's start with the first shadow. This is the shade Edward. It is sort of a glitter, not my favorite. I've used this 6 times, and I don't know if you can see, but I think that is the pan. I was using it today. I have it in my inner corner. Because it's a glitter, it sort of like moves away from where you put your brush. So after using it, I like pressed it back down because a little bump had formed. But I think that is the pan that I'm seeing. I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? Looking at it in the viewfinder, I feel like that is the pan. But yeah, 6 uses on that. I think I'll use it some more to see if it's actually the pan, but I'm pretty sure it is. Then next to that we have this light sort of bluey green. I've used that 3 times. Then there is this shade that I've used 6 times, so past the goal of 4 uses. Then we have a blue shimmer. I've used that 4 times, and I've actually hit a pan today. So today was my 4th use, and I was trying to get it on my brush, and I was like, why is there nothing coming on my brush? Like, what's going on? And I realized I touched the pan. So I was putting my brush on the pan. I was like, why is there no blue shadow on my brush? There's that. So that is another pan. I think that's like, I count this as my first pan, and then this probably my second pan. Then moving over to the last shadow on this row, I've used that 5 times. This already had a pan, so there's that. Then in the middle row we have this brown transition. I've used that 6 times. I really like this one. Then next to that is a blue. I've used that 3 times. Then the green next to that I've also used 3 times. And I mostly use these with my fingers because they're just a little bit easier to apply and to get the shade that you see in the pan. Then next to that is a light green sort of sagey matte. I've used that twice. And then here is a silver shimmer. I've used that 4 times as well. You can see sort of the dip. Again, I'm using this with my finger mostly because it's easier to apply with your finger and get the desired color. And then the last row, we have a dark green matte here. I've used that 2 times. Then a dark brown matte. I've used that 8 times. I really like this one. It's a very nice shade. Then this one is another like silver shimmer, but comparing it to this one is more of a bluey toned silver shimmer. I've used that 2 times. Then a blue matte. I've used that 3 times. And then here is a black with shimmers. I've used that 4 times. This also already had a pan. So in terms of usage, I've done pretty good. Okay, hello. There we go. So usage wise, I've done pretty good. There's some shadows that I still need some uses on, but for the most part, I've done my 4 or even more uses. And then for pans, so I have the 2 pans right here. I think, yeah, I mean, definitely this brown one is a contender for having a pan. I love this one. I have it in my outer corner today. I really like this brown. It's a very nice sort of cool toned neutral brown. Love it. I thought maybe I could also hit pan in this matte brown, but I'm using that as like a transition shade, so with a fluffier brush. So I think hitting pan in that would take longer than hitting pan in another shadow. I think it's either gonna be this matte blue. I always hate that I have to like look at what I'm doing. It's either gonna be this like matte blue one, I think. There's already quite a dip, or this like warmer toned silvery shimmer. The first few times that I've used this palette, it was this in my outer corner, that in my crease, and then that all over the lid, and I loved it. So I can see myself hitting pan in this shimmer as well, but seeing as this blue one already has quite a dip and I still have to use that blue one again, I think maybe this one could also very well have a pan next update. So there's that. I think that is all. I know that is all. I have nothing more to say except for I love this palette. I've been loving the looks that came out of it. Again, today's more of a blue kind of look. The only thing that I found is these 2 shimmers are like very chunky, so I'm having trouble with applying those. If you put them on your finger, you'll get a very intense like flaky shimmer, and that's not always what I'm looking for. But if you try to kind of blend it out, it sometimes sort of disappears. So well, I've done my uses on those, but that's just what I found. And also I'm not a big fan of this like light sort of blue because it blends out to nothing. The rest of the palette I've really been enjoying. I do like that you can do a blue smoky look like I've done today. So I have this, that, and then that blue, and then a bit of this. And it gives a blue smoky look. You can do a green smoky look very easily. And then you can also do a more traditional smoky eye with like a silver. I just like that. I really do like that. So that will be all for this update. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will hopefully see you in one of my next videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.